Michigan State's a really good team. Played really well, even without two starters. I knew it was going to be difficult for us with this stretch that we've had with Wisconsin, Nebraska, and now this game. We've played a difficult schedule up to this point, and hopefully we continue to grow. It was nice to see Kyle McCluskey give us some minutes. Brought great toughness in that second half. I challenged our guys to win the second half, and they did that. They did that. But this is definitely a new experience for these guys, right? We got young guys, we got older guys. We got to bring it all together, and we haven't brought it all together yet. And we'll come back tomorrow at 3:15, and we'll keep working on putting these pieces to the puzzle together. And they are still dialed in to getting better, because if they didn't, they don't win the second half. So there is some things that I'm going to pull away from this positive. Kyle McCluskey, we turned him over 17 times. I thought Lamar played better in the second half. I thought Josh Reeves played better in the second half. The good news, bad news, the 20 Big Ten games, we still have 14 to go. And we can turn this ship around right away. And that's what I plan on doing, and that's what they plan on doing.
Your freshman guards, Bolton and Jones, can you put your finger on why they're struggling shooting? Is it the proverbial freshman wall that they've kind of run into?
Yeah, maybe. They're shooting the ball well in practice, and I don't think the lights are too bright for them. I think they're kids who played on big time circuits. MJ dropped great 18 points against Virginia Tech. Roz dropped 7 threes in a game before. But yeah, I think at this point, middle of January, this is something that they've never experienced before. And our non-conference was very difficult, very difficult. And we got to make sure that they have confidence, and that's my job. I'm going to sit and spend time with them and continue to work with them mentally and physically.
In your three-point shooting in general, it's been pretty low, especially in the Big Ten. Is that a function of the teams you're playing, or are you guys just kind of not hitting shots that you ought to be hitting in your view?
A little bit of both. I think you just played 5 out of 6 top 25 teams, and the 6th team was at Nebraska, which is probably the hardest venue to play in now in the Big Ten. So it could be a little bit of both, although we made 7 threes at Nebraska. I thought we played really well, really good basketball there. I think, Michigan State, they are who they are. They're a top 10 team for a reason. But there's open shots that we need to hit. I thought we had a couple really good looks to stop the bleeding, and they didn't go down. And I know from how hard these kids work that they're eventually going to start falling for us.
Pat, no bench points today. In a game like this, is it possible to win a game or any game when you're not getting any contribution from the bench?
I look at Nebraska and I look at Michigan, and their starting 5, I think as far as production, Michigan's number 2, and I think Nebraska's number 6. So does it concern me? No. As long as the starting 5's getting it done. And, we had 4 guys in double figures, but, it'd be nice to get a little production, but it's not the all-end to be all.
And specifically with Rozier, he only played 6 minutes today, didn't start. Was there anything behind that? Was it just the way the game was going? I know you said good things about Kyle.
I'm trying to manage him right now and put him in the best position to be successful. We all struggle sometimes. And I think, like Mark was just saying, they've hit a little bit of that proverbial wall. And, hopefully, they bring some energy tomorrow, and we keep getting better, and they keep fighting, and they keep competing. That's what you're looking for from a freshman.
Pat, you mentioned the Nebraska game, the best your offense has looked in a while, and you come in and you don't shoot the ball well again today. Do you think it was a shooting issue, or was there something else you can put your finger on that caused the?
I'll give you. I think Michigan State's really good defensively. That's one, right? I think we had good shots. Our legs might be a little tired. It's been a tough opening 4 games here since the new year, and that's what it is in the Big Ten. We got to learn from this. We'll get better. Again, these shared experiences, we need them.
Pat, you guys only took 10 free throws today. It's kind of been a theme for the past few games, is not really getting to the stripe a lot. Is that something that you've put an emphasis on, or is it not really part of your game plan?
Absolutely is. We want to get there 20-plus times a game. We want to shoot 70% from the free throw line. We're not getting there.
Coach, tonight after Miles looked like he might have been hurt on the floor, he came back and was able to play. What did you see from him in that second half, coming back and helping your team win that?
Kid's a warrior. Absolute warrior. Plays hard. He's tough. He's got a Big Ten body. He's ready to go. It was nice to see him give me the option to put him back in the game at that point.
Pat, for your young group especially, how do you make sure they take lessons away from this, and maybe in a month or two you can almost look back at this kind of a positive growing experience for them?
It's all about our leadership, my leadership and the leadership of the veterans, just to make sure we stay positive and we keep a growth mindset. As long as we come in to work tomorrow and we watch film and they see the mistakes that we're making and continue to get better, we're going to be in great shape. I got to keep it positive. We got to, again, growth, learning, that's what it's got to be.
Especially with a team like Michigan State, how would you describe how your team responded to the physicality? It seemed like in the first half especially, you were challenging them to get even more physical. It seemed like they were getting a lot more offensive rebounds, especially in that first half. Yeah,
that first 4 minutes was not the 4 minutes I thought it was going to be, or the first 6. I thought we were going to come out and really compete, and Michigan State took it to us. I think Coach Izzo rallied them because they had 2 guys down, and that's what they do. And then that's why I went to Kyle McCluskey. And I went to an older group, and I pushed Josh to the 1 again because we needed to play with some toughness. And we did, 32-31. I'll take that. But now we need to do it for 40 minutes.
What did Kyle do to earn some minutes today, and going forward, do you see him in your plan?
He's been relentless in practice for over a month. I was thinking about using him at Duquesne. So he's been in my rotation, so on my sheet, ready to go if I need him. Again, I want to give the sophomores and freshmen every opportunity to play, to gain this experience, to get better. That's part of the process. It's part of building deep relationships with them. But Kyle has been nonstop, every practice, coming up to me, what else do I need to do? That's a kid who's 2 feet in, and I knew today was going to be a challenge, and he was ready to play. And he knew every set, he knew every defense, he knew exactly, and he hasn't played all year. That's a kid who's bought in.
So it doesn't show up on the box score, but Kyle did have the 2 charges tonight. So these are our final 2 questions.
Pat, Lamar hit his first three-pointer since Duquesne back in December, and especially considering the way he shot the ball in the NIT last year, what have you seen from him, especially shooting the 3? I think he's right on around under 20% this year. Is it the quality of shots, as maybe last year's getting some open looks playing with Tony and Shep?
He needs to shoot the ball. He needs to shoot 3s, whether he misses or makes them, because defense is backing off of him, and there's really no driving lanes for anybody. So I told him today, shoot the basketball, and live with the results. He works on it, so keep working on it. But now you gotta shoot him in games, and he made one today, and hopefully that'll springboard him to make some more on Wednesday.
Pat, you mentioned all the positive things that Kyle did to get some time today. Is there maybe a message that you're trying to send to the other guys by rewarding him, based on what he's done in practice?
Yeah, we got to play tough and physical. If we're not going to score the ball, we're going to grind it out. It's not the way I want to play. I want to play fast. I want to score 70-plus points a game. We did that last year. We had a nice scoring average last year. Obviously, it's not the same team, but I'm going to put guys out there who are going to compete at the highest of levels. I felt like Kyle did that. I felt like Josh did that. I felt like Lamar did that. I felt like Johnny did that. We had some guys do that. Some other guys need to do it more often and more consistently to give us a chance to win.
Last question right here.
Pat, Michigan State out-rebounded you guys by 13 tonight. Is that just a case of, them outworking you, out hustling you on the glass? And also, can you talk a little about Mike? It seems like he's finding his confidence now and getting back into the swing of things with the offense.
Michigan State made more shots than us. That's why the rebounding is a little bit off. We did a better job keeping them off the glass in the second half as far as offensive rebounds are concerned. So we got to make some shots here. And we are relying on our defense so much that it's just it's going to bend or it's going to break. We need to make some shots, but we need to play tough and physical too. Thanks.